Hi everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Two Strands Full Cross. This episode today is all going to be about the life-changing magic of cross stitch. My name's Lynsey from Stitching Magic 111, and this is my lovely friend Sharon from How She Stitches. So we're really looking forward to sharing more of our story with you today.
Myself and Lynsey have both had quite a similar sort of path into cross stitch. We both had a go at things when we were younger, and then we found our way back to it. So today we're going to delve into that a little bit deeper and let you know how we came to be here. So can you remember what it was that first got you to start cross stitch when you were younger?
So the very first time I got into cross stitch, I was 19 years old. I just started my first office job, done a week in 2 days, and then I got glandular fever. So I was so upset. I had to have 6 weeks off work. I was terrified whether I'd actually have a job to go back to. But I did. But I was so ill I couldn't do anything other than lay on the sofa. So I was absolutely bored out of my mind, because back in the olden days there were no phones. There was only about 3 or 4 channels on the TV, and daytime telly was terrible. So that was kind of, I was bored out of my mind and couldn't do anything. So I sent my mum off to the craft shop. Her and Dad were going into town. I said, Mum, please go in the craft shop and see if you can find something for me to do. So back she came with my first little cross stitch kit. I can't actually even remember now what the picture was, but I can remember it was in some little blue oval plastic frame, and that really did save me. Saved me from the depths of boredom.
As somebody that's known Lynsey for a few years now, she can't sit still. She's always busy and needing to be doing things, so it doesn't surprise me that that's where it all started.
So what about you, Sharon? How did you get into it?
I think I've always been into sort of anything crafty. I've got a very crafty family, and my mum does a lot of sewing, but she's more clothing alterations, making bridesmaid dresses, wedding dresses. She even made my own wedding dress all those years ago. Not that I'm now married. That was another lifetime. So it was quite natural for me to pick up something sort of crafty. Cross stitch was probably the only real sort of craft kit out there when I was sort of like younger. Not as much as is available nowadays. And I'd had a lot of starts, not many finishes, nothing changes. But it was, I didn't really know enough of it, so I was dabbling rather than sort of into it in the way that I feel I am now. It seems like I've done a lot of sort of Disney type things. I can remember there was kits in the Studio Cards book at Christmas that my mum used to get me for Christmas and things, but I still had lots of whips. Sorry. No, you go. I was just to there.
I was just going to say that it was funny because I can remember like having cross stitch kits, and it was something that obviously I was 19 when I started, but it was something I picked up on and off throughout my life, cross stitch. But I would only ever start one at a time. I never had more than one on the go at a time. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I think I always started one, and I do so much of it, then probably realised I've gone wrong, or I've counted it wrong, or it felt too overwhelming, so it'd get shelved for a few years, and then I'd pick up another one and think, this is it, this is where I'm going to do it properly, and I'd mess it up again. So that's why I never sort of got to the end of anything. But I think I was very much the same as you, like you do one and you finish one and then you move on to the next.
I did do a Forever Friends one. I can remember doing this bear with red roses, and I think I took it to the charity shop when I was clearing out, because I think that was, I don't know, probably when I moved, before we were at our last house for 18 years, but I think it was probably when I moved to that house. I think I remember clearing it out and took it to the charity shop, and I'm like, why did I not keep that? But I did do my mum and dad and all our yesterdays one of 2 little girls at the beach.
Lovely.
I think they've still got that one.
So
nice. that used to be up in their spare room. I don't know if it's still there or not.
I can remember doing some, like for my first little house, some little
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh ones that were hanging on the wall, because I used to love Winnie the Pooh when I was younger. And then I did a birth sampler when I had Ruby, so that was 25 years ago.
Oh.
Which I did find. I have shown that on one of my floss tubes. But yeah, I've never got around to doing anything with it, framing it, but I will do one day.
Oh, yeah, no, that's really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny how you kind of look back at all the cross stitch, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is.
But what was it that made you sort of get back to it this time after having had a break?
So I'd been running a fairy business for a long while, and you know, I'd really enjoy that, and there was things with the fairies that I could sit on the sofa and do on an evening. But after 8 years of doing it, I'd started painting, which I really love, but I didn't have anything to do in the evenings anymore, because the jobs that I was doing with the fairies, I'd be making pom-poms or making up little frames and bodies. There was things I could do sat on the sofa, and whilst I loved painting, that isn't something I can sit and do on the sofa.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I was like on an evening, didn't know what to do with myself. And probably spending too much time scrolling on my phone.
Yeah.
So I was kind of looking for something that I could just pick back up and do in front of the telly again. And somehow I came across Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I don't know whether I was looking on Facebook or I'm not quite sure. And yeah, that would have been September 2024.
Yeah.
And I did my first piece of cross stitch. That was a sal. Who knew that sals existed? And all the patterns were so modern. I ordered their Holly Jolly kitchen, which was, I can't show it to you unfortunately because it is fully finished and framed, but it's in the loft with all the Christmas decorations. But yeah, it was all different little motifs for like Christmas things in the kitchen. Like there was a Christmas pudding and an apron and a shelf with a mixer, and it's a really lovely pattern. And that was really kind of how I got back into it.
Yeah, opened the gate.
It did. It opened the gate. Yeah, the floodgates.
Yes.
For all the cross stitch that was to come. So what about you, Sharon? What made you first get back into it?
It's really quite similar. It's sort of overlapped with your story. I have a creative business which I do still do as well as my cross stitch in needle felting. And the same, it's not something I can really do in front of the TV in the evening. It would be a very annoying noise for anybody sat around me. And I didn't want that to take over life.
Yeah.
That was work, and I wanted to be able to separate it. Christmas has always been manic for my work, which is amazing that I'm so busy. But I kind of hit that wall of I've done everything, I need a break. I could do needle felting in my sleep at that point because I was making so much, but I wanted to completely shut off from it, but I still need to be creative. That is what makes my brain tick. I have to be doing stuff. We've spoken before about how we can't just sit and watch TV. We have to have something to do. So I started having a little look on Etsy and things for little craft kits. And I've done embroidery before, and obviously I've done cross stitch before, and I started to see some amazing patterns that were so different to what the patterns were when we first started. And I just picked at random something that I liked on Etsy, which I have got with me, so I will quickly hold that up because it is actually a finish as well.
I do love this one.
So there's lots of little elements on there, which is very much what I wanted from a project I was looking for. I didn't want something that was going to be too difficult, that needed loads of counting. I didn't have to think too much about doing, and I just loved it. I loved the colours. I loved how I could pick it up, put it down, and yeah, I just really got that bug for it. And then I think we hadn't actually seen each other for a couple of years,
No,
had
we
we?
hadn't.
And was just sort of like wishing each other a happy new year and said, oh, we must like catch up.
Yeah,
And then we went for coffee and cake.
we did.
And started having a little chat that we've both got back into this hobby. And I was very much of that sort of opinion of, well, I've done one and then I can look at my next sort of thing that I want to have a go at. But then Lynsey blew my world and said, have you heard of floss tube at all? And I hadn't. And she said, well, I'm in this subscription as well, which again, I was like, subscription for cross stitch? What? Stitch alongs? Don't know what that's all about. And Lynsey said she was going to start a floss tube. So I watched her floss tube and suddenly my bank balance changed very significantly with a downward spiral. So just sort of falling into those same sort of things of like, what is this new world of cross stitch? So that was what sort of made me pick it up. And then last year was a tricky year for me. I've always had struggles sort of mental health wise, but there was a lot going on, a lot of stuff with school and my son, which I have spoke about in my floss tubes and things before. And I know like we both sort of say this has been quite life-changing for us to find this hobby again, but I do feel that having cross stitch last year saved me. It was something to think about when I needed everything else to be quiet. So I think that's why I'm still smiling today.
Yeah. How do you think your life has changed through cross stitch?
Well, the biggest thing is that me and you have got closer and we see a lot of each other now, don't we? And we talk every day, and if we see patterns that we know each other are going to like, and we're straight away like, oh, look at this one, and what do you think of this hour? Shall we start this one? And then somebody had an idea that we should do a podcast. So it's changed everything. I've got a floss tube channel, which from having a creative business where I've had years of not wanting to put my face out there to promote my business, I'm now talking about cross stitch on YouTube when I remember to film them and find the time to, but made lots of new friends. And it's opened up another world almost. And I know you've got a very special story about something that you've come along with the cross stitch and done some manifesting. We're both a bit magical and a bit woo-woo.
So we'll share that. But I think for me life changed because suddenly we got better friends. I made more friends online. It was like a whole new community. I started my business, so that has been shut at the moment because of moving house, but that was the manifestation that I'll tell you about in a moment. But it just really changed my life completely, and it made like my time on in evenings was like, it really helps relax after a busy day of work. It just helps you unwind so much. And we've had lots of challenges as a family last year, and I think the cross stitch did definitely it helps to get you through, doesn't it? It is, but I'm going to share a little story then about, I'm going to show you this piece. It's not finished yet, which, if you've watched my channel, Stitch and Magic 111, you'll know that there's a theme here. I'm just going to show you this piece. So this is actually called Dreaming of Summer by Love Poppet. But actually this helped me manifest my dream house. Because last year, I got that piece for Christmas 2024. My husband bought me that. And when I started it, I started my floss tube February 2025, and I was sharing that piece. And I kept saying in my floss tubes, this is my dream house. And lo and behold, I have actually bought a house that looks just like that. At that time as well.
Like that.
I had no plans on moving. That wasn't on the cards for us at all. But life just seemed to take these little twists and turns. And before I knew it, my dream house was it was on the market. Then it wasn't available. So it wasn't available anymore. It was marked as sold. But I remember having a conversation with one of my daughter's friends' mums, and I said to her, "Oh, we're thinking of moving. We've seen this lovely house, but it's now it's sold." And she said, "Oh, let me have a look at it." And anyway, I showed her the picture, and she said, "I know the person that lives there. Would you like me to send them a text message and say, if it falls through, do you want me to let you know?" And I was like, "Yes, please. That would be great." And I just remember sitting there thinking, if this house wasn't meant for me, why would I be having this conversation?
Yeah.
And lo and behold, 6 weeks later, she sent me a text message saying, "Guess what? That house you liked has come back on the market."
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and it was so funny because at that point our house wasn't even on the market.
No.
So we got...
It did sort of happen quite quickly, didn't it?
Ours sold, we got ours valued, and ours sold within the first week. And literally there was nothing else to buy that we wanted. If we hadn't have bought the house we're in now, we would have took it off the market.
Yeah.
There was absolutely nothing else we wanted. And but I think because I'd had that conversation and this house just felt like it was meant to be for us, the move wasn't really stressful because I just knew it was all going to work out.
And it is the perfect house for Lynsey. It's just like her name written all over this house. There's certain things that I know that she wants to sort of do to make it her own, but I think even Amy said when she came over, like, this is just, it suits you. This is your house.
Yeah, it's really
and I think everyone's been so happy for you as well that you've been able to sort of make it happen, and it has been a big life change, but I definitely think you manifest it. I can remember when we went for coffee in Landamoors and you were saying, "I've been saying to myself, my name's Lynsey Warren and I live at this house." And you were like convincing yourself that like, I'm going to manifest this house, and now here you are.
But I think my cross stitch definitely helped. But it's so weird that the house that I'm in looked just like what I said was my dream house when I kept saying I'm stitching my dream house. And
it's lovely. So I've now set out which house I'd like, and Lynsey's working on that one for me. Bit of manifesting coming. So what's the sort of your favourite thing to stitch? Do you like full coverage? Do you like sort of little bits and pieces to stitch?
So I do like some full coverage. I've got some, but not ones that are very big. Not like Jen from Jen's Stitching Corner, one of my very good friends. She does the big, massive ones, and they terrify me to death.
Same.
I think I would just be terrified that I'd start with no hope of ever finishing. Whereas I think I'm someone that likes something a bit more, not instant, because obviously there's nothing instant about cross stitch, especially with the amount I've got on the go. But I like the little wins of getting a motif done and things like that. They're the things that I really enjoy. That they kind of bring me joy. So I suppose I like a lot of the tiny modernist
I think we're both
ones.
Quite a firm favourite. She's probably our favourite designer, so we like a lot of the same patterns, don't we?
Definitely we do. And I think like on that first one that you showed today, when I saw that again, I'd seen you show it to me on the photo, but seeing it I'm like, oh, I need to stitch that. And I love how there's all those little motifs, because each one feels like a little win, doesn't it? A little finish.
That's it. I'm always like, oh, I finished a little bit, and get the little dopamine rush that you're actually making progress with something. Is really nice.
So I think it's really good to have a whole mix of them. But I feel like ones with little motifs are probably the ones that I enjoy the most. Definitely.
I think they really suit you as well, because like, Lynsey works full time, so stitching time is more sort of precious. You might only have a little bit of time, so you don't want to spend 10-15 minutes thinking, well, where did I get to last time? And you just want to be able to jump in with it. So if you get to the point where you've got a whole day, then maybe a full coverage would be easier for you. But at the moment, they definitely just suit you and your time, don't they?
I think they definitely do, because most of the time my stitching is in the evening for a few hours after work. So that is, time is limited really, which is a bit of an inconvenience.
That's it. And then when things are too big and you feel overwhelmed, it can stop you doing anything then as well, can't it?
It really can. So what about you, Sharon? What is your kind of favourite type of cross stitch?
I'm pretty much the same. I like things with little finishes, sort of sampler type things. I like all the almost cartoony style, not too serious. Again, mentioning Amy from All Things Cross Stitch One. She says about being a grown-up stitcher and a child stitcher, and I'm not a grown-up stitcher. I like all the sort of fun patterns and things, so that's definitely me. I have done full coverage, which was one of my first pieces when I got back into cross stitch, but it's not a huge one. It was a Buffy Threads kit of this one, which is the Sycamore Gap, which is from a Lucy Pittaway painting. I do also have the Tree of Hope sat at home waiting for me to start, but it's been a bit too far for me at the minute. But I did really enjoy this one. My only problem with these patterns is that they're paper patterns and they're black and white paper patterns, and I prefer to have a bit of colour, and I'm now very much preferring to have things on markup as well.
Definitely.
But yeah, I do like to sort of mix and match a little bit. I have started a big project, but not a full coverage. I couldn't do that at all, but I am stitching a long dog.
Oh yeah, you are. And how many stitches are in that?
I think there was about 76,000, I think, stitches, and it felt very intimidating. Kerry from Colourful Cross Stitch completely enabled me to start stitching a log dog, and it's the Love at First Sight one, and there was things in that pattern that sort of drew me to it, and I'm only doing a monotone. I'm not into all these like fancy colours to work out or anything. I thought if I'm going to do it, it needs to be easy. If not, I won't pick it up. And it's got 20 pages, and I've done 4, nearly 5, and stitching on one piece of lovely Zweigart even weave fabric with one colour floss, I find it so relaxing, and I love picking it up. If I don't stitch on it for a few days, I can't wait to get back to it. It's quite sort of cumbersome to work with, but I'm really enjoying it, and I already want to do another one. I've planned to start along with Kerry, which we're doing in July because we share the same birthday, so we're having a birthday start on that one. But yeah, I just can't wait to do it. I haven't had any time this week where I've stitched on it, and I'm sort of itching to get back to stitching on that one, and I love seeing it come together, and yeah, I do really like that, and I didn't expect to like it that much. I did think that it'll sit there with half a dozen stitches once a month or something, but no, I'm really enjoying it more than I thought that I would do. So yeah, there's been lots of fun.
That's really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing your new start with Kerry, and then your progress when I'm going to hold you accountable to make the next floss tube now, Sharon. Yeah,
I think Jandy is also going to be starting it in July as well. I can't think what the name of her floss tube is, but yeah, I know she had said to Kerry about joining, so that would be good fun to do that. And I like that community feel of cross stitch is just so lovely. I always say that, my stitchy friend. And it's nice to know that we've got those all over, well, the world. Some of them are sort of over in Australia and things, but it's a really nice community.
It's really lovely, isn't it? We've got Australia, America, there's, in the groups that we've got, because that's the other thing we didn't mention, we've got like groups that we've set up. We've got the Festive Friday one, we've got Cotton and Twine.
The Tiny Modernist group,
the Tiny Modernist group, it's really busy, isn't it?
There's
that's
about
really lovely.
30 of us in there now, I think, probably even more now. But that's a dangerous group to be in when a new pattern comes out. So we all jump on the bandwagon and enable each other to start.
We definitely do. We were talking about some more Tiny Modernist patterns this morning that we want to start.
Having a little look on the website and what fabric we'll use. It's definitely opened a lot of doors for us, and we're going to the Caterpillar Cross Stitch retreat this year together.
We are.
Lynsey went last year, but this year I'm tagging along.
Oh, no, I'm really pleased. It'll be really lovely. I think a retreat is so nice because you actually get to meet new people.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice time to sit and stitch, although we do chat a lot as well. And we get very excited about the shopping.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know last year me and Jen from Jen's Stitchy Corner, we were a bit like, shall we go and have a look at the shops again? Shall we go and have another look? So,
I think the fabric is going to be a big pull for me when we're there. So I need to save some pennies before we go. And we've even got a plan for next year for a retreat. That's all deposit paid for that one. So that will be another nice little breakaway. I haven't got anyone to look after the kids yet.
I'm sure you'll get that sorted.
No,
I'm sure that'll happen. But yeah, it's lovely to have all those things planned, isn't it? Really lovely.
Yeah.
So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. We've obviously shared a little bit more about our cross stitch journey. I have got a couple of little pieces I'm just going to share with you, just to finish off, that I didn't share earlier. I will share this one because it took so long to actually complete. This one, I think it was on the go, I'm just going to put it in the middle there, for about 15 years. And even when I got back into cross stitch, it still took me another couple of years. But this was a finish this year. So this is a gorgeous girl, and this was a Boffy Threads. And I think the reason it took me so long to finish was because it had a lot of back stitch, and I kind of got the cross stitch done, and then I hit the wall with the back stitch. Actually, after a few sessions, it didn't really take that long, so I'll just give you a little bit of a close-up of that one.
I think we're both quite guilty of feeling like we hit a wall with a pattern, and then it takes us a while to get over the wall to restart it. Yeah.
And then this was just a little, you've probably seen this before if you've been here before. This sits on my dresser behind me, but this was caterpillar cross stitch sub box, and this is one of the few, only I think 2 pieces that are fully finished. So I was really pleased. I followed a tutorial by Helen D, who's East Coast crafter, to how to mount this onto a piece of card, and so there's no glass in there, but that was I'm very proud of that because it's a fully finished and it'll be a long time no doubt before the rest gets fully finished, but they're all a work in progress. But thank you so much for watching today. We've really enjoyed chatting to you, and we hope you'll be back again to watch future episodes.
Please do like and subscribe if you've enjoyed watching along with us. Leave us a comment, would be lovely, and also we will be looking for people to come along and have a little stitchy chat with us, which can all be done online, so you don't need to be near us in person. But we want to find out about your stitchy story and probably being able to buy even more patterns. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.